Okay, we're going to do a brief tutorial here on how to use Visio 2007 to draw UML diagrams. And in this first tutorial, we're going to show how to do a UML use case diagram in Visio 2007. So go ahead and open up Visio 2007 and you should be given this welcome screen. And what we're going to do is go to the software and database category. And under software and database categories, we'll see a variety of different templates that we can use. And we're going to use the UML model diagram template. So double click on that and it will load a new blank canvas. And you'll see on the left side we've got all these different templates with shapes for the various UML diagrams that we can use to create the drawings right here on our canvas. Another way to get to the same point in Visio is to go to File, New, and under New you will see Software and Database. And under Software and Database we can pick UML model diagram, either if we want to do it in US units, meaning that the divisions on the screen are in inches, or metric, which would be in divisions of centimeters or millimeters. Okay. Once we've opened up this new drawing and we have our templates for the UML diagram ready to go, we can pick the UML Use Case Template. See that this has a bunch of different shapes that we would use to create a UML use case diagram, and all we're going to do is drag these onto the canvas and connect them and relabel them to create our diagram. So first I'm going to drag a system boundary, because this gives the outline of the different of the system where we're going to be putting our different use cases. I'm going to adjust its size. Anything in Visio that's highlighted and has green boxes, you can click one of those and drag and adjust its size. So we're going to create a system that's going to have 3 use cases. So I'll drag 3 of those onto the screen. And there's going to be 1 actor interacting with this use case. Now that I've got those all on the screen, I'm going to zoom in so we can get a closer look. You can adjust the size of the use cases the same as we did with the system boundary by just clicking and dragging on any of the green squares. So click and drag, and you notice it gets bigger. Okay. Next, let's label these shapes in our use case diagram. First, I'm going to label the actor. Instead of calling it actor 1, I'm going to call it patient. To get to this, all you do is double click on the actor and its properties dialog box pops up. So I'm going to name this patient and hit OK, and you'll see that automatically updates the name of the actor figure on the screen. For use cases, we can do the same thing. Just double click on the use case and the properties window pops up, and we can now change the name. And for this one I'm going to call it create appointment. Okay. This one I'm going to call login, and this one I'm going to call update personal information. Okay, so we've got 3 use cases and an actor. Also can change the name of my system, so instead of just saying system, I can update the name by double clicking and typing in appointment. So now we have the appointment system boundary. The next thing we have to do is add our relationships to the diagram. So we're going to be using a communication relationship. This shows how the actor interacts with the different use cases. And we're going to be using an extends relationship and a uses relationship. Now the uses relationship is the same thing as an includes relationship in UML. First, with the communication, I'm just going to drag the ends by clicking and holding down and then moving that end to the different objects we want to connect. So we drag it over to the actor and it highlights in red, and let go. And we do the same with the other end. Drag it over until it highlights the create appointment in red. Now these 2 things are connected. The red squares mean that they've been connected together. So if I move one of these objects, the connection stays. Now I can adjust what this is labeled with. If we want to get rid of end 1 and end 2 and just have a blank line going across, we can double click and that properties window pops up for the communication link, and we can just click on end 1 and properties and then delete the name. And do the same thing for end 2 and delete the name and say OK, and now we've got just a communication link connecting our patient to the create appointment use case. So this means our patient interacts with the create appointment use case in our system. Now we want to put in our other relationships. So first I'm going to put in the uses or includes relationship, and since every time a patient creates an appointment in our system we need to make sure they're logged in, we're going to use the login use case as an included use case for our create appointment use case. So I do this by just dragging the ends of the arrow for the uses relationship so that the arrow connects to the login and the tail connects to the create appointment, and so now we have create appointment uses login use case. Right? Now in the special circumstance where a patient is creating an appointment and their address or personal information has changed, we want to be able to extend the create appointment use case by having some additional functionality in the update personal information use case. So we can use the extends relationship to indicate that in our diagram. So I can drag the arrow so it connects to the create appointment use case, and the head and the tail so that it connects to the update personal information use case. So now this reads the create appointment use case uses the login use case, and the update personal information use case extends the create appointment use case. Recall that the arrows just indicate what direction to read the relationship in. So create appointment uses login, and update personal information extends create appointment. So there we have a really simple use case diagram with a patient who interacts with the system in the create appointment use case. That use case uses login, and the update personal information is an extension of the base create appointment use case. Now the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to show how to take this diagram that we've just drawn in Visio and export it as an image file that we can then use in any other application that we might want to insert an image. So for example Word or PowerPoint or even on a web page. So to do that we're going to first select everything. So we do edit, select all, everything gets highlighted in pink, and then we're going to save all those selected pieces as an image. So we go to File, Save As, and you'll see there's a Save As type, so we can scroll down till we find the different image file types. You'll see that there is enhanced meta file, a GIF, a JPEG, and there's also a PNG and TIFF. So we're going to just do this as a simple JPEG, and I'm going to name this appointment UML, and we'll save it to My Documents and hit Save. And as this is about to save, the first thing it does is show you this output options. This lets you change the quality of the JPEG file you're creating. I'm just going to leave it as a default and hit OK. So it's now saved an image file version of this drawing. We can go to My Documents, and in My Documents we'll see this appointment UML picture. We can double click on it, and now we've got this image file that we can use. We can use that in Word, PowerPoint, web pages, whatever we want. Okay, so that concludes this first part of the UML and Visio tutorials. This was just how to open up the UML templates in Visio and how to create a simple use case diagram. I hope this was helpful, and good luck in Visio and UML.